Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today's going to be my review of Volume 3. Sorry, I was holding it upside down. Volume 3 of Kagurabachi. And the series is heating up in this one. Honestly, this has been my favorite volume so far. I'll say that right at the top. I just recently did the review of Volume 2. Hopefully, this will not come out 10 months after the Volume 2 review, but we'll see. I did record them in the same day because you'll probably see that I'm wearing the same shirt. And I decided not to change it because I don't care that much. But getting right into it, so Volume 2 kind of ends the first arc, the kind of battle with Sojo, battle of philosophies, battle for Char, the girl who can heal herself. I also didn't mention in the last video, but she does kind of learn to heal other people too, which is not important, but it does happen in this volume. Not that I need to spoil everything. I just kind of want to get people to read it and maybe get people talking about the series. Also, because I need more people to talk about Kagurabachi with. Because I feel like because it doesn't have an anime yet, it hasn't gotten like the popularity boost that it needs, and so I don't have a lot of people to talk to about it. And the people I do have are like way further along than me. Like the one guy at my work who I talk to about it is like the only person I know who's like really reading it. He's on like chapter like 100 or 90 something, whatever it is right now. And I'm reading as the physical volumes come out, and they're only up to like chapter 50 in physical volumes. Um, and I'm only on volume 3. So it's a hard place to be. I'm trying to catch up, and that's why the videos will hopefully be coming out sooner. That aside, where are we at the beginning of volume 3? So at the end of volume 2, they kind of tease that the Kaminabi is going to send a really strong fighter, or I actually think she's described as the strongest fighter in the like the little sections in the beginning of the manga where it kind of tells you about characters. And so she's going after Chihiro because they want his enchanted blade because they didn't know about the seventh enchanted blade until Chihiro kind of made himself known, and now the Kaminabi wants it. We get to see kind of like some of their like higher ups and like leaders in this volume. They got some cool designs, but we don't know that much about them. But essentially, the volume opens with a new character. His name is Hakuri Sazami. Hold on. It's the Sazanami, Hakuri Sazanami, I believe is what it is. And they're kind of the clan. He's one of the sons of the clan that is putting on the auction where the most powerful enchanted blade, the Shinuchi, is being auctioned. And that was kind of set up previously, but now we know the people running it. This is where that's first set up. But I think it's cool because it flashes back to the fight with Sojo from the last volume, and actually Chihiro tanking that lightning blast during his first fight with him actually saved Hakuri's life, or Haruki. Sorry, I'm going to keep saying that wrong because I'm getting a lot of names mixed up. There's a lot of names introduced in this volume. Um, but essentially, Chihiro saved his life, so he kind of idolizes him, and he wants to be like him, so he keeps trying to fight like Yakuza and like other like bad guy sorcerers and stuff, and he keeps getting his ass kicked because unlike the other members of his family, he has no talent for sorcery. Or he doesn't know how to use sorcery like all of his brothers and his dad, and so he's kind of a disgrace and an outcast in that way. He also doesn't agree with their like criminal practices. He kind of says a little bit later in the volume, like he's like, when I was a kid, it was normal to me, like the human trafficking and the weapons selling and all that. But he's like, I realized how bad it was, and so I keep running. I've run away, and like I'm kind of going against them. And so he kind of joins up with the main cast. After I'm sorry, so he gets captured by some criminals, and then Chihiro just so happens to be there, killing them for being criminals, and also trying to track down information about the auction and whatnot. Doing his Chihiro thing. I also like the one chapter is called Night of Darkness, I think, and they're kind of giving Chihiro like this murderer Batman kind of status, and he kind of has like that Batman aura. I'm not gonna lie, Chihiro's got mad aura, and he just like every scene he's in, like he's cold as hell. And people in the manga, because they kind of play it as like a joke with other characters, like characters will say like, "Damn, he's cold," like he is. But he's like a good guy though too, which I think is like a cool juxtaposition, and it's made him an interesting main character to follow. I'm not saying he's my favorite MC of all time. I honestly like a lot of the side characters more so far, but like I do like Chihiro a lot, and I'm enjoying following his story. But so he kind of kills and defeats the kidnappers who kidnapped Haruki. He like tried to fight them, and they kidnapped him. And so Chihiro saves him for a second time, and then he's like really obsessed with him. He's like, You saved me again. He calls him Samurai, because that was the name of his pet praying mantis or something. It's explained at some point. And essentially, Chihiro saves him a second time when they try to leave the building because he's following Chihiro and he's trying to get him to like work with him. And Chihiro's like kind of not having it. He's like, dude, chill out, like leave me alone. And he's trying to leave the building. And when he gets to the bottom floor of the elevator, he's not in the building anymore, or he's in like a time space. Essentially, Hayuki, who is the strongest fighter in the Kaminabi, and her partner, who's like a sumo guy, he's basically doing like a domain expansion. That's the best way to describe it if you know Jujutsu Kaisen. He's creating like a time space where all the civilians are not around, but like Chihiro and Hayuki can fight in this time space. And it's based on sumo because he's like a sumo guy, which is like totally, it has to be a reference to Jujutsu Kaisen. Because there's a character in the Zenin clan who I feel like has that exact same power. But anyway, it's so the two of them can fight without like civilian casualties, and like somebody has to die in this for the like barrier to fall, or not die. I think it's just be defeated, or be like super badly injured. Basically, they give Chihiro the option to give up. They're like, give us the sword, or like come with us and go quietly or whatever. And he's like, nah, like obviously not. And so Hayuki fights him, and she's got this power. She's got like a big like arm gauntlet that's like on fire, and it's just powerful. It doesn't. Again, it's one of those things not really explained. I kind of almost appreciate that powers just don't really get explained very much unless they really need to be, or they stick around for a long time, because we don't need like the explainer right away. And I think that's fine. And that ambiguity keeps me reading too. And so I think that's big. And then Haruki is also there, but he's like already really beat up from the kidnappers. And then I'm not sure. I think he tanks an attack from Hayuki, and that's what beats him up like fully. And that gives Chihiro kind of like the mental amp to like beat her. Or no, sorry. He is beating her. Or he's like playing with her. Which is funny because she's described as the strongest fighter, and Chihiro seems like he's already like way stronger than her, because he hits her with the back of his blade and she gets like pissed because he makes her bleed, but she's like, you're not taking me seriously, ah. And then even the sumo guy eventually comes around and he's like, you know, I don't think these guys are bad guys, maybe we like shouldn't fight them. And she's like, no, we have to fight to the death. And Chihiro's kind of not having it, but when she hits Hayuki, or Haruki, god, I can't get his name right, I'm sorry. When she hits Haruki, he like says something to Chihiro about how he saved him, and then it cuts because that actually closed the barrier. Him like getting like bodied basically closed the barrier. He like counted as like somebody losing, and then Hayuki has to stop fighting because all the civilians show up again because they go back into like normal space or like normal time, and Chihiro escapes. They escape. They go back to their headquarters. They get healed up, and then Haruki reveals that he is the son of the guy who's like putting on the auction, which gives them kind of the information to like go after them. So Mr. Shiba and Chihiro just pull up to his dad's house, like straight up, like to his mansion. And it's like usually protected by a barrier, but he tells them how to get through it. They just show up in his like office. He comes into his office after getting off work. He's like dusting himself off, saying hi to the kids. Hi, honey, how are you? And he walks in and they're just there. They're like, have a seat. Please, they like Chris Hansen, and they're like, please have a seat. And this guy Kayoya, I think is his name, Kayoya Sazanami or Sazami, whoever are putting on the auction. This guy's got some aura too, because he's just like, all right, let's chat. Like, don't kill me, because you're not gonna get anything out of me. Eventually, it turns out they're looking for the storehouse where they keep all of the items for the auction, and it turns out it's inside of him. Like, it's like a pocket dimension that only he and his family can access. And I think they're kind of foreshadowing that Haruki might be able to disrupt it or access it. But yeah, and he also says, Haruki also warns them that his brothers are like the elite fighting force of this organization that his dad runs, and they will come after you if you threaten him. Of course, they get into a fight with them, and one of the brothers goes after Haruki. This is one of my favorite parts in this volume is Mr. Shiba, whose ability is teleportation. Haruki gets pressed by his oldest brother, who is seemingly the strongest, and luckily he now, who's one of their other allies, is there, and she calls Mr. Shiba, and he just teleports in and throws him into the sky. He just like, and they just start throwing hands in the sky, and it's fire. Like, he literally tells Chihiro, he's like, can you handle this for a second? I'll be right back. Like, one thing I will say as a negative, as a gripe to this series so far, is it seems like a lot of the characters are already like just really strong and like really talented. There's not a lot of effort characters, if that makes sense, from like normal kind of shonen terms. Everybody kind of seems like they're already a badass, which is fine and it still works and the story is still fine. I just like, well, Chihiro is getting growth, and I think characters like Haruki and stuff are going to get growth and like better powers and all that. But so far, it just feels like a lot of the characters we've seen are like the uber badasses of the universe, and it seems like most of them are like on the good guys team, or like on the like. There are multiple factions and teams of people. Anyway, I'm rambling again, but the volume was really good, and then the volume kind of ends after that fight with Chihiro actually gives up his sword, and it's kind of like this fake out because now they think he doesn't have a weapon, and of course he wants to get his sword back, but he also wants to get the other sword, so he like gives his sword as collateral for the dad to leave Haruki alone, and he saves Haruki again by giving up his sword, and Haruki's all upset, and Chichiro's no, like, nah, bro, this is all part of my plan. And the end of the volume is Chihiro rolls up to the auction, and you think he doesn't have a weapon, but he's got half of a sword that he broke in the last volume, which is the other enchanted blade, Cloud Gouger, and that got me hyped up. I'm not gonna lie. The end of this volume right here got me hyped up to read the next one. So I'm super excited to continue this series. I'm really enjoying it. I will say this volume, between fights and like story development and like kind of opening up this new arc and introducing new characters and stuff, I'd say this is like an 8, bordering on like an 8.5. I'll give it an 8. I'll say this is an 8. The other two have been 7.5s. This is an 8. I'm really hyped to see where this goes and continue. I think the pacing is leveling out a little bit too, which was an issue I had with the series kind of before that. And dude, I just want the series to get an anime so bad because it's gonna look great. It's gonna be so much fun. As long as they do it justice and they do it well, this is gonna be a really good anime. And I actually think this series is gonna pop off when it gets an anime. I'm not gonna lie, or at least I hope that it does because I've been a big fan of it so far. But yeah, I'm hoping to do a review of Volume 4 sometime soon. Hopefully less than 10 months. We'll see. Haven't read Volume 4 yet, so we'll see how long it takes. And of course, more videos, which I said in the last episode. But I don't want to ramble too much. I've already spoiled so much of these volumes, like in these reviews. I guess I'm kind of making these more for people who already have read it, maybe to like share thoughts, exchange thoughts. Or no, I mean, I would still recommend, even as much as I've told you about all the volumes, if you see this video, go read this series. Like, this is the best new shonen that I'm aware of, that I have read parts of, and has kept me reading it. Not only kept me reading it, I bought them physically because I enjoyed it so much. Because when I bought Volume 1, I had read the first couple chapters online, and I was like, this series is good, I'm really enjoying this. So I bought Volume 1, and then I bought Volume 2 after reading Volume 1, and now I have up to Volume 5, which I think is all the ones that are released in English at time of recording this. So watch out for those next reviews, I guess. And go read Kagurabachi. Go read in general. Go enjoy something you love. Other platitudes. But best of all, most of all, have a good day.